So the injury report just dropped last night. Decided to wait to drop the video this morning. And at first I was on the ledge. I was hanging there. We talked about it on Locked On Sooners. Me and John went through it a little bit. But since I've calmed down. So I think there's a little bit of silver lining in this that we can talk about to kind of get everybody prepared for this weekend. So let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at Prize Picks. If you sign up with our code UNFAIR, you'll get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 plus lineup. Check them out at prizepicks.com, promo code UNFAIR. So let's dive into this injury report, and I can kind of let y'all know how I really feel. Kind of a little bit more detail behind it. Pull it up. Here's what it looks like. So yeah, this injury report is longer than a CVS receipt. Yeah, I know you've heard that joke probably like 30 times, but you know, just bear with your boy here. We're a little emotional over here because it's a lot of outs and a lot of questionables on this one. Now we're heading to Missouri to play for prayerfully our 6th win, get us to 6-4 on the season, get us bowl eligible so we can get those extra practices and prepare for 2025 because obviously 2024 is a wash, but looking at this, your top 3 receivers are out. You know, Jaden Gibson, Nick Anderson, Andrew Anthony, the ones you expected to be out. But now you're seeing Jalil Farouk and Deion Burks listed as questionable. That had me thinking, okay, they're probably not going to play. But because they've transitioned into questionable and then they've added Javonte Barnes to that made me say, okay, because I don't believe Barnes is not going to play. I know he hurt himself. I think he hurt his ankle against Maine. It's like the second quarter or something like that. It was pretty early in the game, but he still continued to play. So I was like, okay, maybe his ankle swelled up a little bit, a little sore. And they're like, all right, we're going to take it easy with you in practices and stuff. But I do know, and Brent Venables mentioned this, that Jalil Farouk and Deion Burks have both been practicing the last couple of weeks. And it looks like they're trying to get themselves in game shape. Andrew Anthony is doing non-contact, training or whatnot. So he's probably getting his wind up to try to come back and play later in the season. So you've got Alabama and LSU to wrap the season up after a bye week. That's the thing to keep in mind. A bye week is in between those last 2 games. So that means there's a good chance you can see Andrew Anthony back before the season's up. I don't think you see Nick Anderson for the rest of the year. I think that he probably had to end up having some sort of a surgery. No one's confirmed anything. No one's denied it either. So it sounds like that Tennessee game, when he came back, he made a wrong step and things are a lot worse than anticipated. So that's the only speculation we have there. But I do believe that we won't see Nick back. And we knew that Jaden Gibson wasn't coming back. He was done for the year when he got hurt, but he's been training. So he's training for a strong comeback next year. He just can't be on the field taking hits yet. So we'll see Jake next year. Nick so far next year, because I don't think he decides to leave. But and that wide receiver room, if we can get Farouk back and Deion Burks back, I am excited. But I also want to talk about what we're going to see out of these other players that we have on this list, especially if we get Jalil Farouk and Deion Burks back for this week. That'll be awesome. I do believe Barnes plays. Doesn't sound like it's anything that will keep him truly out of the game. Not sure about Salchuk, but now I got to talk about the offensive line because, yeah, that bad boy just took another hit. But first, let's word from the sponsor. Prize Picks is the most fun that I've had playing daily fantasy sport this past football season. It's been a blast. If you're not playing it, you should check it out if you enjoy daily fantasy sports and you want to pick stats because it's really easy. All you got to do is pick 2 players or more for your lineup, pick more or less on the stats that they have. Like for this week, I'm looking at Lamar Jackson for the night. He's got 235.5 pass yards. I think he can go more than that against Cincinnati, and Zay Flowers is probably going to be his favorite target at 62.5 receiving yards. I'm going to take more. And then Derrick Henry with half a rushing and receiving touchdown. Come on now. That's easy money. Derrick Henry's going to score in this game. You got to do that. Then he makes you think about Joe Burrow. So you can do that too. All you got to do is sign up with our code UNFAIR. You'll get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You ain't even got to win. All you got to do is play it, and then they will take care of you. Their weekly promotions are pretty cool. You'll get Taco Tuesdays, where every Tuesday they'll give you a discount on select player projections up to 25%. And basketball season started now, so you can get a lot into action. So check them out. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code UNFAIR. Guarantee $50 once you play your $5 in lineups. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. So I looked at the offensive line here, and this terrifies your boy. Jacob Sexton and Jake Taylor are both out, so you lose both of your tackles, the ones that I projected would be your starters this year. Now both of them are down with Gary and Hatchett, and I don't think you're going to see either one of those two, Sexton or Taylor, at all for the rest of the season. Bates is on the questionable side. Tarquin is still questionable. I mean, really the only players you're going to really have on that line that you know are going to play, Heath Uzeta, you've got Troy Everett, as well as Fabici Webu. Shout out to Fabici. He's been your most consistent. He hasn't been amazing, but he hasn't been bad. He's been right in the middle, but it's also been him working with a lot of different offensive linemen. So in that, the question is going to be who's going to be out there on the line. You're probably going to have to play Spencer Brown. I know. He should be able to do something. I'm anticipating we'll get some Isaiah Autry-Dent since he's only played one game this season. He did really good against Maine, looks very solid. Time to put him out there for a real challenge. So I expect Autry-Dent to play against Missouri this week. That's going to be a fun challenge for him. I think he'll learn a lot about himself in that game, and that's going to be the one that we're going to be the most excited about. So I expect Autry-Dent to probably play a lot. Tarquin's most likely going to be on there. We'll find out later tonight. Actually, we'll find out tonight or Friday. There'll at least be 2 more injury reports that'll drop, especially if there's an update. If we don't see one tonight, we'll see one definitely on Friday and Saturday. And so I'm keeping my eyes open on it. But Missouri's also doing some challenges. Whoo, buddy. I'm looking at Missouri. They've got Brady Cook, Nate Noel, both are questionable. If y'all saw the spread move to Oklahoma as a favorite, I believe that that's the reason why that Oklahoma's moving to a favorite. I don't think they play. They're questionable. I don't think they're playing. That feels like more gamemanship. Mookie Cooper, their third wide receiver, is doubtful in this game. Missouri's going through it too. Hey, welcome to our world, right? That's probably why all these Sooner fans are saying, hey, Missouri, welcome to what we've been dealing with. And Caden Green is listed as probable. That's kind of fascinating. I would have not expected him to be on this list. I know that he did not play. I think he played like 6 snaps against Alabama, so maybe he got hurt in that game and he's been out since. We'll see. But I'll say this. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes down. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Would love to hear from you all and what you think it's going to look like for this game this weekend. We're traveling. I mean, it's going to be another young line. We're going to have to move dudes around again. But you may see some Daniel Akinkunmi with, Isaiah Autry-Dent. You're going to see a lot of young players playing in this game. So I hope Tarquin comes back because I would rather have him out there with Autry-Dent. But we'll probably be seeing him and Spencer Brown. We'll find out by the end of the week. If you made it this far, like the content, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'd love y'all to join this family of Sooner fans. Talking OU football, SEC, college football in general. Having a blast doing it. We'll have another video out in a bit. We'll talk a little bit more about everything. Let me know what y'all want to hear about. But I think there's a little silver lining here. I think we'll be fine. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. You can check them out. Go to prizepicks.com. Use our code UNFAIR to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play your first $5 lineup. Check out the games tonight. Maybe something you like. And we'll chop it up soon. Peace.